everyone. Today we are here with another interview for Black Asia Magazine. I have the honor and pleasure of talking with Grace Okafor, the founder and CEO of Dr. Geo Cosmetics and Beauficial. Hi, Grace.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm good.
I'm so glad to be here and have this opportunity to speak to you.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes. Grace, let's get started. How long have you been living in Korea?
I arrived Korea on the 26th of August 2015.
Oh, wow.
So that will be 5 years plus now.
Oh, you've been here for quite some time.
Yes.
What led you to come to Korea?
My coming to Korea was due to the Korea government scholarship program. Korea has this KGSP program they give to foreigners from all over the world. So it's mostly 800 people coming every year. So I came to do my master's degree under the KGSP program. And my master's degree was in international trade and business. And when we went through the interview, the goal was to be a bridge between Korea and Africa. So they saw my idea and they loved, it, and then they gave us the opportunity to come to Korea.
Okay, wonderful. So I see. When you came to Korea on the scholarship, your idea was to come and do business.
Yes. So I told them after my master's degree, I would do my best to increase an international trade relationship between Korea and Africa.
That's really nice. How do you find Korea? Do you feel comfortable here as an expat and a Black woman? What has your experience been overall?
The first time I came, it was a bit difficult because of the language barrier, and we had this. I was at Inha in Incheon. So for me, I think it was a little bit better because they already had some Black guys there. So, but I still had this, people being interested in, talking to me because they're like, oh, that's a hooky, like it means Black person. So, but for me, it was really nice. The teachers were nice. They wanted to know more about my background and stuff. And I would say there are the goods and the bad, but for me, the goods outweigh the bad. So Korea has been really nice to me. So, and it feels like a second home.
In your opinion, is it difficult for foreigners to start business in Korea? Did you find it challenging?
So I would not say it is difficult, and it all depends on your passion. So I had the interest before I stepped foot in Korea. And so right from when I was doing my master's degree, I already began to pursue my goals. Like I looked up what are the requirements, what are the visa requirements, what does it take and stuff. And I discovered that it's easy and it's difficult. It's easy if you have access to information. Mm-hmm. It's difficult when you don't have access to information. So because most of this information is in Korean, so most foreigners don't even know where to begin to look for it,
Yeah.
So for me, I was lucky to meet a guy from Ghana who was already into the startup system. And so while I was doing my research about how to do business in Korea and stuff, I came across the program called Oasis. Like it was the government, it runs that program to introduce foreigners into the startup ecosystem. So I did the Oasis 1, 2, and 4. So, and while I was doing it, I came across Williams. He was already into the startup ecosystem, and then he gave me all the other information I needed. So in terms of doing business in Korea, if you have the funds, it's quite easy. Because my example, my visa is a D84 visa, which is a startup visa. It just needs you to get the points, register a company, do like a patent design, and then have a 1-year lease agreement where your office is meant to be, and that's it. You know, so it doesn't. They don't need you to invest $100,000 no for this visa. The only issue is that it must be a technology business, so that's why it's called startup tech visa. So for other startups who want to do stuff not related to technology, they don't really give it to them. So that's like the tricky part of it. But doing business in Korea, I think it's quite easy if you have the funds.
Yeah.
Then it becomes difficult if you don't have the funds, because now you need to start looking for investors, and you need to start telling them, this is my idea, and I think it will be good if you invest in it. And remember, we are from a region where most Koreans don't know anything about. Korea has a lot of information about Asia, but then when it comes to the global market, the information is a little bit restricted to the cables, like Samsung and co. But for the SMEs, they don't really know much outside Asia, so they kind of find it difficult to believe that there is a market out there suitable for them. So that's where the difficulty of the fundraising comes in.
Yes.
Yeah, but the Korean government is really doing a lot to help a lot of Korean SMEs become global. So, but it's all in Korean. So like I said, it could be easy to someone who is very good in Korean language, but if you're not good in Korean language, it becomes difficult. You can come across partners who don't speak English, and they feel much better talking to you in Korean. So I say it like it's also a kind of respect that you're in a country that speaks Korean. So you should talk to them in Korean.
Yeah. It only makes sense.
Yes. But you'll be amazed, like some of them, when they see that you've put in the effort to speak Korean to them, you'll be amazed that they understand your English, but they feel more comfortable discussing business with you in their language. And you speaking Korean to them makes the business very easy to conclude and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, very nice. So can you explain to me exactly what type of products and services do you offer with Beauficial? What is that company exactly?
Okay, so Beauficial is a beauty marketplace platform. I used to say Korean beauty marketplace platform, but my mentor told me to take out the K and make it global. So Beauficial is a beauty marketplace platform that helps a lot of SMEs connect to the global market, especially Africa, because that's where I'm from. I'm from Nigeria. So, but right now we started with K Beauty. As you know, K Beauty is fast becoming the beauty capital of the world, right?
Yeah.
It's almost ready to overtake France and US. So, but the problem is Korea is really focused on Asia and slowly moving into Europe and the North America and even India and stuff. But compared to companies from France and stuff and US, it's too slow. So Beauficial is a platform that gives these Korean SMEs the opportunity to reach out to the global market.
Can you define SME? What
so
is that?
SME means small and medium enterprises.
I see.
Yes, small companies and medium companies. So they are mostly, because a lot of them do a lot of research to come out with very nice products, but they don't have the funds for marketing, for global marketing, so they are kind of restricted. but big companies can spend money to,
and just ship it out.
Yeah, but those SMEs, they don't have the funds like the big companies. So what we do is we created a platform for them to easily reach out to the global market, and then those who are interested in K-beauty can easily see all these products and decide which one they would love to try. So it's not about brand loyalty. No, we want people to see the very nice products that K-beauty has to offer, and you begin to try, because these products, a lot of them are made with natural ingredients. Like, you'll be amazed the kind of ingredients they come up with.
I know. Since living in Korea, I'm so amazed, because you see everything from bees, ample, to snails, to different types
You're
of
missing
roots.
Horse.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, wow. So
roots from trees, all kinds of things, teas,
like,
herbal,
seriously.
everything.
Yeah. And the effects, like, so amazing, So I was like, people should not just focus on brands, but on ingredients and effects. Mm-hmm. And this is what K-beauty has to offer. Like, they keep doing a lot of research, discovering all these ingredients from flowers, from nature and stuff, and you begin to like, wow, the world has a lot to offer. It's just that the global market is not really aware of what K-beauty is about, so
the industry is so innovative.
Yes.
And I think it's just a mixture of culture in reference to technology and research, and then just the beauty standards here.
Yes.
And everything together has made K-beauty products what they are today, of just well made, high quality.
Countries are beginning to copy them.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Whatever, like the mask shades, you already have US doing mask shades, France doing mask shades, but you can't compare them to the ones from Korea, because the more they copy them, the more they come out with new ingredients and stuff, and even like technology for this mask shades, like it keeps changing and stuff. So bottom line is, Beauficial is just a platform like Amazon, but we are just focused on beauty and health and beauty. So it's just a platform for anybody, anywhere in Africa, US, Europe, who is interested in Korean beauty, to have direct access to these companies and buy. So once they buy, we ship to them.
Wonderful. Let's talk more specifically about your product, the Dr. Geo Cushion Foundation. Can you tell us about it?
Okay, so Dr. Geo is also my baby. We just launched that in November, so it's barely 2 months old. So when I came to Korea, I came with a lot of foundations, because after I saw on YouTube that Black women find it difficult to find their shades in Korea, I stocked my bag with a lot of foundations from Nigeria, because I'm like, oh, I'm not running out of this here.
Same.
I'm like, damn, I'm not running out of this here. But the funny thing is, like, I thought I would go back home like someday to go restock, but I was unable to do that. And before I knew what was happening, I ran out of my stock, and I couldn't find anything to use. So when I even see the products, they are very expensive compared to the price I knew. And then when I try to buy online from the States, they don't ship to, like, I'm like, why don't you guys ship to Korea? They don't, it was so difficult to find. And I love the Korean cushion, like when I see them in the train, everybody and I'm like, oh my God, where's my shade? So it was interesting, and I'm like, why don't they have this for Black women or people of color? Korea just has 2 shades, if maximum of 3, and I was worried, like, there's a market here. Why don't they offer shades for, people like us? And, so I decided, like, I would look to see if I'm the only one interested. But then I checked, like, a lot of Black women living in Korea were also complaining of the same thing, like, why can't we find our shades? So in essence, Korea is not an inclusive, does not have an inclusive beauty industry, because they don't even know about, what shades we do offer and stuff. So I decided to create Dr. Geo, so Dr. Geo Ultra Cushion, specifically made for Black women and people of color. We're not targeting Asians, we're not targeting white people. They already have theirs. They have a lot of companies targeting them. So ours was just specifically for Black women and people of color. And that was launched in November. We did the product introduction on the 14th of November, and the reviews has been nice.
How many shades are in this line currently?
Currently, we just have 6. We started with 6 shades. Because we're a startup.
Yeah.
So we wanted to test to see the outcome, like what is the reviews about. So for me, this is more like a prototype. In startups, we use the word prototype a lot. So for me, this first batch is more like a prototype, because it's going to give us what we need to make necessary adjustments and stuff, because it's very different from what Black women use. It's not the normal foundation, liquid foundation that we use. Cushion foundation is quite unique to Asia, and it's more dewy. And ours has a lot of skincare ingredients.
What kind of skincare ingredients do you have?
So first of all, we put in shea butter. Shea butter is unique to Africa, So it's a natural ingredient from Africa. So because I knew we were targeting Black women, I introduced shea butter into the cushion, because shea butter is really good for our skin. And then I put in a lot of moisturizing ingredients like vitamin C, hyaluronic acid, collagen and stuff. Even SPF, because the sun's rays are quite, not good for the skin. So
yeah, I know that a lot of Black women before, like when I was younger, I never was concerned of putting on SPF because we have melanin.
Yeah.
So, but still, it's very good for us.
Everybody needs SPF.
Yeah, everyone needs it. And you have SPF 50 plus, which is the highest SPF that you can actually get available on the market.
The world is getting hotter. So
yeah.
So, but we actually used. We looked at the market to see what's going on and stuff. So we actually used data from what's going on in the market to come up with what we need to put in the product, and especially for the pandemic. The cushion was made to withstand the transfer of makeup on the mask. So, and that's what we're still going to see if we can reduce it more. So when our cushion was made for this pandemic, so because a lot of women stopped wearing makeup and they had reactions and stuff. But the cushion was made with ingredients not only to help soothe the skin when you're wearing mask, it also stops when you put on your mask and you take it off, half of it is on the mask.
Yes.
So mostly once you take off the mask, it's just a little bit, and then you just need to dab, and you're good to go.
Oh, that's very nice. Yes. So it seems like a lot of thought and preparation has gone into this product, and you have aspirations for advancing it in the future and even increasing the line. Do you have any thoughts of any other products in the near future?
Cushion is just the beginning of it, because I mean, the beauty industry is huge.
Yeah.
It's not just cushions. You have liquid foundations. You have eyeshadow palettes. You have eyelash. You have lipsticks. It's huge.
Yeah.
So for me, I want to make Dr. Geo a brand that you can have a full makeup with it, and every single product will be skincare infused. So most products we have out there are not skincare infused. Even our eyeshadows will be made with skincare ingredients.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, so that's how far we want to go. Like, we want to make it a very different brand. Like, you use Dr. Geo products, you shouldn't be worried about breakouts and stuff. As you look beautiful, it's also helping your skin and stuff. So yeah, by the end of the year, we should have not just the cushion. We'll have a primer, we'll have a fixer, and the fixer will help reduce the transfer of products on the max too. So while the cushion is already working on that, when you also put the fixer, it also kind of also helps to seal the product and doesn't transfer onto the mask. And then we work on also increasing our shades to at least a minimum of 50.
Wow.
Yes, I'm trying to be like my mentor, Rihanna.
Yes.
So, she set the boundary for us. So,
yeah.
And we know as Black women, especially with the increasing number of Afro-mixed people, intercultural marriages, we are having a lot of Afro-mixed skin tones and stuff. And the thing is, nobody's looking at those people, so.
Yeah, the diversity of our skin tone is...
It's big.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Those are that's our major goal now, to 6 is to me 6 shades is just...
the beginning.
It's just like a drop of water in an ocean, so it's just the beginning. So, and if we could reach out to as many people as we can, that would be nice. So we'll move forward from cushion to liquid foundations, eyeshadow palettes, name it. Like, it's going to be a full cosmetics brand.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to it. And I'm so excited about this line and your company. It's definitely something that's near and dear to me, because I had those same experiences when I moved to Korea. I've been living here for about 3 years now. The same exact thing. I came with foundation galore because I know how difficult it is to find your shade. Even in the US, where there's a plethora of variety of shades, just matching your skin tone to any line or shade can be difficult. That can be a challenge in itself. So coming to Korea, I had so many things, and I thought, I'll be able to go back. And when it ran out, it was a crisis. So
thank you.
It definitely is an untapped market, and I wish you all the success in the world.
No, I don't think it's untapped. There are companies there. It's just that they don't see us as worth investing in or something. So I think until Rihanna shaked the industry.
Yeah.
You had brands like MAC Cosmetics. You had brands like Mary Kay. But they didn't do what Rihanna did.
And as soon as she did that,
as soon as she came out with 50 shades, everybody has 50 shades.
Yes. So she opened the door.
Yeah. So I think the thing is, the beauty industry has not been inclusive, but now with the increase in demand for inclusivity, they are beginning to. Should we do this? And even if they do, they don't really. You look at the models they use to advertise; it's still white people, and you don't really see a lot of all Black people being used to promote products and stuff. So for me, that's why I said Dr. Geo Some might say, oh, you said inclusivity, then how come you're focusing on Black women and people of color? So my definition of inclusivity is I'm making products for those people who have been neglected for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's not just Black women. It's when I say people of color, it's beyond USA. You have Indians, you have Southeast Asians, Malaysians and Indonesians. They almost have our skin tone. It's almost the same. You have darker skin tones there. So you can see them anywhere in the world, but nobody is looking at them because they feel, they might. I don't know why, but to me, that's my definition of inclusivity.
Yeah.
We have to make products for these people, and not just making these products, we have to make it accessible to them. I mean, Fenty Beauty just came to Korea last year.
Yeah.
So you could imagine. So.
It's been a long time coming and a slow process for things to change in reference to inclusivity and so I'm really excited about this.
Thank you.
So that's coming to the end of our interview today. I have just one last question for our viewers, anyone who's interested in starting business in Korea or anywhere else. What is some advice you would give someone who's just starting out?
Okay, so when I started, I was always broke. I can tell you, like I said before, it's easy if you have the money. It's difficult if you don't have the money, So, but when I started, I was using my KGSP allowance to, run my business. I was always broke. I always asked my friends for money, and they're like, "Why are you doing this?" That period was a trial and error period for me. I was using those resources to figure out what I want to do and what I'm doing. And I want to tell people, if you want to do business in Korea, you have to be serious about it. You have to be dedicated. You have to be passionate. You're bound to face rejections. You're bound to meet betrayals. You're bound to meet copycats. That should not move you an inch if you know where you're heading to. Even if you meet competitors, my dear, move ahead. The ocean, the world is big. The universe is big. As long as you know what you want to do, because I tell people, when people tell me their idea, I ask them a question. Is that a passion or something you just want to do to make money?
Yeah.
Those are two different things. Because if it's a passion for you, no matter the obstacle, you will push ahead. I started mine while I was in 2016, and I just registered the company in 2019 July, and Korea government came to my aid in 2020. So that's how many years in the making, 4 years that I was pushing for my passion. But some people gave up because they were like, no. Or Korea, it was even somewhere oh, Koreans don't believe in global market. They got really upset. At some point I was upset, but then I realized it was an opportunity for me to teach them, to show them,
Yeah.
So I always tell people, if you want to do business in Korea, then you need to be passionate about that business. And no matter the obstacle you see, push on, move ahead. And another thing is learn Korean.
Yeah.
You need to, my Korean is way down, but you need to see me breaking it out. Sometimes they begin to laugh on the phone because they know I'm trying. So I find I'm going back to study my Korean again. But the thing is, learn Korean, be passionate about your idea, and I think do your research, because the government has a lot of resources for foreigners. Do your research and you're good to go.
Well, thank you so much for your time and for this interview. It's really been a pleasure. For everyone watching, how can people follow you and stay in touch with everything that's going on with Beauficial and Dr. Geo?
Oh, please. If you want to join Beauficial, please go to Instagram, Facebook, and it's at Beauficial, like Beauficial. So actually, Beauficial means beauty that is beneficial. That's Beauficial. Yeah, so beauty that is beneficial. And for Dr. Geo, on Instagram and Facebook, it's just at Dr. Geo Soul. Our website for Beauficial is www.beauficial.com, and the website for Dr. Geo is www.drgeocosmetics.com.
Well, thank you again.
Thank you.
And that will be the end of our video. And thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Till next time.